Hello everyone, I'm Bob Favedi, welcoming you to a new episode of Plus Plus Adventures. And the last episode was way too long ago, I don't remember what we did last time, but this episode, what we're gonna do is, actually, I'm gonna show you how to open up a file and read the contents inside, how to extract a little line of code, or rather, instead of line code, extracting a little bit of data outside of a file, an actual file. So let's start. Basically, what I have is this journal over here called 93cars.dat.txt, and has the different variables for 93 different cars from different manufacturers, different models, and etc. 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 And basically, what I'm gonna do, or what I did rather, because the code is already written, I already tested it, is get the mid-range price average, this is in thousands of dollars, the city miles per gallon, and the highway miles per gallon. What I'm gonna do, well, what we have to do over here in order to write the code is, first of all, get the IO stream, which is the standard one we always use, the library. Then we're gonna include the string library, which is gonna enable us to create variables called strings, as you can see over here, and then fstream, which is gonna actually enable us to open up the file. So what we're gonna do is, using a floating function, or floating point function, called city miles per gallon, we're gonna use as a parameter the string file name so that it knows which file to open. So basically, it's gonna take this over here, 93cars.dat.txt miles per gallon. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is create a variable of a string called line, and this one will actually just tell us in which it's just gonna be what we're going to extract. So yes, I really don't know why I placed this data over here, this string data over here. The code works fine as it is right now. Could just be doing oh yeah, here it is, used. Dump me. So basically what we're gonna do is use a line number as a counter, or an index as it's called in the for loops, and we're gonna use a sum and a temporary sum to get an average for each and every one of them, because what we want to do is get the average of each of these values. So what we're gonna do is open up the file, check if it is in the same directory by placing if, and in parentheses my file dot is underscore open, by placing a point after a, well, command thing. For example, my file is the name of the function over here. So if my file, which in this case would be file name, which would be 93 cars, is open or in the same directory, then it will start doing a loop, while, and this is a function, get line is inside of the fstream library. It's gonna take a line from my file, so it says line, and it's gonna count upwards in the line number section. What this is gonna do then, it's gonna enter an if operator if the line number divided by 2, because it's a mod 2 equals 1, which means that it is a an odd number. Jesus, my English. Because if we see over here, this is the actual data that we're gonna be getting data from, the actual file that we're going to be getting data from. We see there's values over here, but the second line of values, as this says over here, line 2 columns, it's not going to help us. It's not what we want. So we're not going to take any values from this second line at all, which is why we are eliminating the even numbers from here. Then we're going to use, well, I have another string variable over here called data, and what we're gonna do is data is gonna equal from each line the substring, which is a function that extracts, is the actual function that extracts the data, or, well, just the values that are over there. It is going to extract from column number 52 3 positions. That's what I'm gonna do. Usually, well, you see over here, it's only 2 positions that it gets, but I went ahead and just got the next one, because from over here, how it's read, it's from 1 to 76 in the columns, and the city miles per gallon is from column 53 to 54. However, our program starts counting at 0 instead of 1. So instead of starting at column 53, we're going to start at column 52, and I can go for three values, or 3 positions, or just 2 positions. And after I've extracted that, we're going to get the temporal, and this function over here, stoy, will transform the string into an integer. I can also write stuff, S-T-O-F, to transform it into a float, or stall with an L at the end to transform it into a long. So STO is string operator converter, and the last letter of the function will determine the type that you will transform it into. So basically this will transform it into an integer, but I can also do it as a float. And let me save that, and we will compile it even afterwards. So, and then it converts what values are inside of data to the type that you put it over here. So now it will convert it into a float. Then we got sum equals sum plus temp, which is in this case sum equaled 0 before, and then it will equal temp, which means that the temp will get substituted later, and then the sum will get overwritten, and so on and so forth, until we finish up with the lines inside of the file, which is over here. This is while we get a while, and then we average, and we do the same with each and every one of them. I got stoy in all of them. I'm just changing the first one to stuff so that you guys can see that the thing actually works. Let me let me compile this. It's gonna take a little while because it has to run the thing. You can also do it kind of like this: g++ cars.cpp, and then you leave off a space and you type in the name of your data bank. So it's 93 cars.dat.txt, and it should do the same thing if you don't have the name over here. I think this is how it works. If I'm mistaken, please let me know. But of course, I'm not gonna get any wrong information to you and say that it's true unless I'm 100% certain. So I'm not entirely sure if this is the way that should work, but I think that would work if you did not have the name over here, instead just a variable. So let us run this, and it says that the average city mileage is of 22.3656 miles per gallon. The one on the highway is 29.086, and the mid-range price is 19.6 K US dollars. The K stands for 1,000, so this would be 19,000, or rather 19,064.5 dollars. So there you go. That's not really all that hard to do, not really all that hard to get. It's just you need a lot of libraries. As I said, this also works if I just write stoy over there. It's gonna take a little while to compile, but not anymore. And the results are pretty much the same, just because the floats over here, it transforms it into an integer, but it's still doing floats. It's still getting into a float data, which is temp. So there you go, guys. Thank you so very much for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe to the channel if you really liked the video. And I'll see you guys next time for more plus adventures when we keep adding to the code. And as you can see over here at the side, I'm working on a Sudoku program. This is my final project for my class. TC1017, as you probably have seen in my known account if you've ever gone there. If you haven't, I suggest you do, because that's where I post all of my things pertaining to that class, and it's pretty interesting stuff. You can get to know more people that do the same thing as I do, and probably better than me, and whatnot. So, if you want to go there, the links are going to be down in the description, and that's going to be everything. So, I'll see you guys next time.